Philae, island in the Nile River between the old Aswan Dam and the Aswan High Dam. Philae Temple was in danger of being submerged forever with the construction of the new Aswan Dam, 1960 to 1970, which flooded the area. Fortunately, the Egyptian government and UNESCO worked together to pump the area dry and relocate the entire temple, stone by stone, 50,000 stones, to a nearby island called Agilka, where it stands today. To get to the Philae Temple, you have to take a boat. This is another noteworthy aspect of your trip that adds quality to your adventure. A boat cruise is one great way to enjoy the view. The boat trip to Agilka Island takes about 15 minutes, and in that short time, you can enjoy one of the best views in Egypt as you move on the waters. The Philae Temple is a gem in the crown of the River Nile that stands majestically on Agilka Island, southern Egypt. This legendary site was built in 690 BC to honor Isis, the Egyptian goddess of healing and magic. As one of the last places of worship built in the classical Egyptian style, the Philae Temple has a complex and fascinating history. The Philae Temple is nestled downstream from the controversial Aswan High Dam on Lake Nasser, one of the largest man-made lakes in the world. Beginning ca. 280 BCE, built during the reign of Ptolemy II, Egypt's Greco-Roman period, the Temple of Isis at Philae is dedicated to Isis, Osiris, and Horus. The temple walls contain scenes from Egyptian mythology of Isis bringing Osiris back to life, giving birth to Horus, and mummifying Osiris after his death. From early times the island was sacred to the goddess Isis. The complex of structures of the Temple of Isis was completed by Ptolemy II Philadelphus, reigned 285–246 BCE, and his successor, Ptolemy III Euergetes, reigned 246–221 BCE. Its decorations, dating from the period of the later Ptolemies and of the Roman emperors Augustus and Tiberius, 27 BCE to 37 CE, were never completed. The Roman Emperor Hadrian, reigned 117–138 CE, added a gate west of the complex. Philae was one of the last outposts of Egyptian religion, surviving 2 centuries after the Roman Empire converted to Christianity. The sacred island attracted many Greek and Roman pilgrims, who came to pray for healing from the mysterious Egyptian goddess Isis. Even after their defeat by Emperor Marcian in 451 AD, Nubian priests were permitted to make offerings to Isis on Philae. The temples of Philae were finally closed in 535 AD by order of Emperor Justinian. Some of the chambers were converted for Christian worship and a Coptic community lived on the island until the coming of Islam. The Philae temple was built by the last dynasty of ancient Egypt, the Ptolemaic. It is dedicated to Isis, the goddess of healing, birth, and magic, her husband Osiris, and their son Horus. The temple is one of the last places where ancient Egyptian religion survived after Christianity swept the shores in 550 AD. The temple is composed of syenite, with steep walls and summits encompassing the island. Believed to be one of the burying places of Osiris, both the Egyptians and Nubians, or Ethiopians, held the site in high reverence. Only priests were allowed to inhabit the island. The temple is a must-see for classical history lovers. Visitors can examine the detailed temple walls containing reliefs of Isis mythology, including Isis bringing Osiris back to life, giving birth to Horus, and mummifying Osiris after his death. Other small temples or shrines dedicated to Egyptian deities include a temple to Imhotep, one to Hathor, and chapels to Osiris, Horus, and Nephthys. icon of Philae Island, the structure most associated by people with the island. It is a beautiful structure of 14 massive columns with carved floral capitals, but simple in its design. It originally served as the main entrance into the temple from the river. The Emperor Trajan lived around 100 CE. After the politically contentious construction of the new Aswan Dam in the 1960s, 22 archaeological sites and monuments were at risk of flooding from Lake Nasser and the rising waters of the Nile. UNESCO prevented this submersion in a campaign that saw several monuments relocated to a safer site. The Philae temple was deconstructed and reassembled block by block from Philae Island to Agilka Island, about 550 meters northeast of the original location. Without UNESCO's efforts, Aswan would likely be underwater. Luckily, travelers can still walk amid the monument's impressively reconstructed complex.